So here are these riots happening in Philadelphia. Scary stuff. Buildings on fire, police officers hurt, and all over the shooting of a man who the police say was approaching them with a knife. Here's what former NYPD Lieutenant Dr. Darren Porcher said last night on Fox News.
You want to, I want to say, neutralize the threat as quickly and as safely as possible. Now, many people speak to the introduction of a taser into this equation, but when we look at the video in this particular encounter, the officers didn't really have much time nor space to act. Firearms seemed as if it was the best course of action to keep the officers safe. But it's a very tough situation for an officer in not just Philadelphia, but any of the major cities throughout the country in the wake of the violence that's been plaguing the nation. Police officers are the first line of defense for society. Therefore, as a result, we need to lend deference to what police officers do to ensure the safety of that population.
Of course, it's a difficult situation. These are all difficult situations. That's why the police are there. And you pray and you hope that their training kicks in and they do the right thing. And if they don't, a life could be lost. And we do understand, and we have had an important conversation about race and police in America this year. George Floyd's death should never have occurred. That should never have happened. An officer with his knee on somebody's neck for 9 minutes was horrifying, and we all know it. Or we should know it. But that doesn't excuse or lead to burning down a city or running over a police officer with a car. 12:45 a.m. this morning, a 56-year-old Philadelphia police sergeant was struck, run over. She sustained broken bones, a broken leg. She's in stable condition in the hospital. 34 other police officers in Philadelphia injured. Guess what? That's not acceptable. Let's go off and running. Let's get a lot of phone calls here. 800-655-MIKE. Andy, you're on the Mike Gallagher Show. Hello.
Hello, Mike.
Hi, Andy.
I'm calling from your old stomping grounds of Greenville.
Sure.
And yes, we switched places. I was in Florida a year ago, but I'm glad to be here in South Carolina. And I think that the people here are smarter than to vote for Jamie Harrison. I truly wish I could be in Florida to vote for Trump and be here to vote for Lindsey Graham at the same time.
I hear you. I love that. I mean, it's such a weird experience, Andy, to go from Florida to New York, like I did a week or so ago, and was in New York for a couple of weeks, and then come back to Florida. It's bizarre because there's actually a lot of enthusiasm in New York for President Trump as well. We're going to see how it goes wherever you are, South Carolina, Ohio, Florida, Texas. Let's get it right. Let's get this right. We are 1 week away. And make no mistake about it, they are in a full-fledged panic